Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, or should I say good mid-morning, depending on what part of the world you're in. I'm here in New York and it's just 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Let me just, I'm going to quit my WhatsApp and my Skype. Darren's there in the UK, so he's on about 6 p.m. in the evening. I do apologise that when I set the Hangout up, because I'm here in the States, I knew at the time that there was a 5-hour difference, that you guys were 5 hours in front. So I set the Hangout up, but I forgot that then the clocks went back, went from British summertime to Greenwich Mean Time. What is it? Fall backwards in the falls? Yeah, so fall backwards. So you've gone back in time. So you're an hour earlier watching this Hangout. I do apologise, but that's purely because I made the mistake. It's not something that I did deliberately. But being a donkey, that's what sometimes happens in your life when you're a donkey. Now, what we want to do in this Hangout is I want to share my screen. I want to talk to you about some things that we're doing with the bot. I want to talk to you about launch dates and things like that. And rather than me ramble, let me just say this to you. If you're a founder, okay, if you're a founder, I want to thank you so much because you've done two things for us. One, you've raised us some funds so we can get more mining equipment, which is brilliant, So we're constantly adding to our mining facility, and we'll be talking about that in the future as we go forward when we start to get the smart wallet online, because all that sort of stuff's coming in there. And the second thing is you've been testing our binary options robot, and we're almost at the point where we can say, yep, we've cracked it. We're almost there. I'm going to share my screen and show you some stuff that me and Darren have been working on that the program has set up for us. But basically what we're going to be doing is, once we finish the founder, accepting the last founder, which will be tomorrow. Darren's doing a Hangout tomorrow. So if you're not a founder, you want to get in quick, because tomorrow is the last day. Okay. Then once we've got the founders locked in, then what we're going to do is we're going to get all the founders moved inside the funnels. Okay. I'm not going to go into about the funnels. That's not for this Hangout. But we'll get everybody put into position. That's the platinum founders, the gold, the silver, and the bronze founders. They'll all be put into position in the first quarter, I will say, or first half of November. Then once we've got everybody in place, then we'll launch the bot to the general public. And we'll be releasing, let you know how many people that we're going to take in for the binary bot. But we've more or less finished our main testing now. What do they call it? Beta testing, is it? I think they call it. We've more or less tested that. So as we approach November, which is literally a couple of days away, in November, we'll be in what we call the pre-launch, okay? Where it means that we'll be inviting people to come in and get live access directly, straight away. They won't have to have this qualifying period, or they won't have to prove to us they know how to use the bot. They'll get live access to it straight away, and we'll invite people to come in. And as I say, that will be limited. So the pre-launch will start really on November, okay, the 1st of November. And all we need then is maybe 1 or 2 weeks. I'm going to say 2 weeks to get all the founders into position. So if you're not a founder, you need to contact the support. If you are a founder and you're thinking of upgrading your account so that you're in all 4 funnels, or 3 funnels, or 2 funnels, or only 1 funnel, then obviously you need to do that. But you need to contact support as soon as you've done it, because we may already have allocated the funnel position for you. And if you're not in that funnel that you're not upgraded to, and you upgrade without telling us, and we've already checked you and you wasn't the last time we checked, then you're not going to get moved, and you'll just create yourself loads of problems. And if you upgrade after we accept the last founder, okay, so if you upgrade after tomorrow, then you won't be in that extra funnel. So if you're going to upgrade, you need to upgrade in this month before we go into November, because once we go into November and we start moving people, then we're not going to wait for people to say, oh, let me know when you're moving me. If it's tomorrow, I'll upgrade tomorrow, because that's not how it works. Okay. So if we're going to be moving everybody in the November, the first couple of weeks of November. So if you want to upgrade, you need to do it now and send in a support ticket, because support need to know and need to double check and make sure that you're placed into the right funnels. Okay, now let me share my screen, and I'll rattle through this. So just give me the thumbs up there, Darren. You can see the screen. Okay, good. So I'll go over to the Hangout. We got the Hangout. Could you believe, you know, we got 3 thumbs down on the day that I put the post out to say I was going to make a Hangout. So somebody didn't even like it before we broadcasted. Now, how crazy is that? It's a bit like it's a bit like ordering some food in a restaurant and saying you don't like it before you've even tasted it. You know, how bizarre is that? But, you know, some people are born negative and they love negativity, and they wonder why they never make any success in their life, because all they are is negative. And I'm not going to go into mindset, but there you go. 53 people watching, 33 thumbs up. So really appreciate if you can give us a thumbs up. If you've got any questions about this Hangout, okay, about this Hangout, make sure that you put them in capital letters. We're not going to answer questions that are not on this Hangout, okay? So make sure if you've got any questions, you put them in capital letters, and we'll try and cover them as we go through. Now, what I want to do is take you over to Zukul, okay? Just take you into one of the accounts that I'm using for testing the bot. I've got many accounts, and I've got a bot here running, okay? And I've set this bot really on a course for what can I say, disaster, okay? Because I wanted to prove to you a point here that I've set a bot knowing that the bot's not going to do that great, okay? Because of the settings that I chose, I went against what the bot was telling me, but I wanted to prove a point here. So here's my bot. It's been running since the 23rd of October. It's now the 30th of October. As you can see, I set a budget of $150, and already it's lost $96.01 of that budget. Okay, now what you will have, it'll either be today or later on, or tomorrow. It'll either be later today or tomorrow. You will have a couple of new things that are going to be added to the bot. The first thing you're going to get is, you see this profit here, and it's got in this case it's red. Of course, it could be blue. Okay, there's some bots here that are blue, and I'll show you in a moment. So in this case it's red. So you'll be able to click on that button. That's going to be a button. It'll bring you up this graph. Okay. Now, basically what this is your 0 point over here on the left, you can see, and then it's showing you minus, all the minuses down the left-hand side there. Okay. Down this left-hand side, or pluses, of course, to say whether your bot got into profit or loss. Now, see, 0 is at the point you start the bot. So you get to see a pattern here. And as you can see, this bot, straight out the gate, which I knew it would happen, it started to lose. Okay, started to lose, and it got down to here where it made its a loss of 96.01. But you see, I didn't panic. I didn't stop my bot. I've got it set up for 150 stop loss. It's used $96 of that. But as you can see, the bot then started to make a recovery. So what I did is I went into my bot, because I knew I'd set this on a course for disaster. I then went back in. I'm not recommending you doing this. I'm only just telling you this purely so I could make a point, okay? I then went back into my bot, adjusted the settings for what I would have set the bot up, and as you can see, lo and behold, it started to rise up. So now the bot's sitting, bouncing around this level here. It's not reached my profit target or anything like that, but it hasn't lost all my money, okay? So as you can see, it was $96.01, and then it was minus 80 something, and then it's, you see, as you move your mouse along this blue line, it gives you of how the performance of the bot does, okay? So let me take you to a bot that's actually that was in profit, and show you what the graph does with one that's in profit. As you can see here, when I set my bot up, was down here, but the bot went straight into profit, okay? Went straight into profit, bang. It hit my, what we call in the budget split level, which is my the time when there's a profit target in place, okay? And basically the profit will save some money for me, and it will bank, it will carry on trading with the rest, depending on how you set your bot up. I'm not going to go into that settings, but you get an idea here that you're in this profit target. And then it reached the second profit target because it set itself a new one up here. And as you can see, the bot got up to $35. Then it started to show some losses, okay? Started to show some losses. And then it rose up again. And then when it got up here, The bot could see that it couldn't really carry on any further and it didn't want to make any more losses. So it stopped the bot, put it into gold reached, banked my profit. In this case was $33.43. $33.43. Sorry. So it banked me $30. So that's just a little tool that's there for your information to help you see how your bot's doing and is it approaching your profit target. One thing I want to say to you, okay, I don't know whether I've got it here. Yes, here I put this in the chat today to say the profit target. Okay, so let's just say that you set your bot up with $20. Okay, and you set, so in this case I would have set the $20 up around here. You see, there's $20 on that graph there. And when it got to $20, okay, I decided to go in and manually change it again. Well, what you're doing there is you could see the line's gone. If you go in and change it, the bot's done it automatically. There's no need for you to do it. If you change it manually, so let's just say I set it for $40, this bot would have made me $30 odd up here, but it could have lost everything because it never reached the profit target of $40. So it doesn't make any sense for you to set a profit target for 20 and then go in manually yourself when it reaches that and change it again. No sense whatsoever. You would be bonkers to do that. If you want to compound and your bot stops, just set up another bot. That's the way to do. Bank your money and say, well, I've made myself $30 or $40 or whatever it is you've made. Right, I'm going to use half that money and I'm going to start setting up a new bot. Okay, and that's what you want to do. It's better to have small wins than it is to try and get for those big ones. Okay, unless you've got a big, massive budget. One of my accounts, I've got over 49,000 in profit, but started with a budget of 10,000. So if you haven't got a budget of 10,000, there's no good you trying to, you know, reach for the stars. But you see, look at this. This is $100 made $33. That's a 33.43% return on investment. If it does that, I'm happy for it to do that all day. That's 11% return. That's a 4%. That's a 13%. That's a 4.75. That's a 22% return on it because they're all $100. You see, $100. So if you get a bot that wins, there's no point for you to go in and adjust the settings. There's no point you going in here. The same is with this bot here. I'm not going to go and adjust these settings. Yes, I did for this because I was making a demo to show you. But if this bot was set up with the correct settings in the first place and it started to lose me money, I ain't worried because I said I want to lose. I'm prepared to lose 150. So, you know, you have to look at it this way. If you're going to go to a restaurant and you say, well, I'm going to go to and buy myself a pizza, for me, the wife, the girlfriend, the boyfriend, whoever it is, or I'm going to go to a restaurant with somebody and I'm prepared to spend $100 on my meal. You don't start ordering the meal, eat the meal, and then afterwards say, you know what, I don't want to spend $100. I want to spend 50. You can't regurgitate what you've eaten. So that's what you shouldn't do here. You shouldn't set up a bot with a budget that you can't afford to lose. But what you should do when you do set up your bot is make sure that you leave your bot running. Let it run its course because you could see this bot here, you know, yes, it got right down here. It lost me $96 and a cent. But, you know, I'm hoping before the bot runs out of money, it's going to creep up and get me to my first profit target of $20. Then I'll be in profit. So I'm not worried what it loses. If it doesn't lose, if it doesn't win and it loses, then I'll take it on the chin. That's what trading is about, okay? You must be, doesn't matter what you're trading, whether you're doing binary options and they call that betting, or whether you're trading on forex. It doesn't matter what you're trading, whether you're buying and selling cryptocurrencies. It has no bearing on what you're trading. You should never go into trading thinking, I'm going to be a millionaire by next Thursday, okay? You should go into trading with saying, I'm prepared to take a risk, because that's what it is. It's a risk. The same as when you cross the road. If you was to put a blindfold on and cross the road, you're taking a risk that you don't get run over. But what you're doing when you're trading, you've not got a blindfold on, and the same as you would when you're crossing the road. Most times you'll get across the road and you'll be okay, but there is always that chance that you can get hurt. And the same is here. There's always that chance that you can lose what you're prepared to lose. You should never, ever, ever, ever bet or trade with any money that you cannot afford to lose. And, you know, because I had a person contact me on Facebook saying, will this bot make me money? I've got $100 and I can't afford to lose it. I said to him, I'm sorry, I can't even accept you as a customer because you've got $100 and you can't afford to lose it. Then don't lose it. You know, it's just crazy to be thinking that you can put money in and then complain to yourself and beat yourself up if you've lost it. A good trader keeps his mind free from you know, the human emotions, and obviously your bot helps to do that. Now, if I go over to the stats, I want to show you something else. It's not quite in place yet, but what we're going to have, if I just go here, let me just get it now. I have to, because Zukul, there's no good. Basically, I'll just go down. Has he took it down already? Yeah, HTV. Oh no, I haven't got the. See, I can't even spell my own website name. I'll do that again. Let's take the W's out because this is never work with children on the internet and all that sort of stuff. Right. So we've got this tool that me and Darren have been using. Okay. So I'm just going to show you what it is. Now, let's choose an asset down here. So this is all the assets, okay, that are tradable on Pocket Options. So I'm just going to choose this one. And what the programmers have asked us to do, there's an hour window there. There's an hour window. And basically there's some numbers down here. You don't have access to this. There's no point you having access to this. This is purely for us to teach the robot. We're telling the robot, is this a chart that me and Darren would trade on? Darren's obviously doing his voting. We'd either press the green button or the bad button, the red button for a bad chart. But this is real data that our bot's been collecting because of you, the founders, have been trading. You know, it's fantastic. And so we would set, me and Darren have been going through all these assets and there's screen after screen after screen. And we just sat there. Believe me, it's boring. I'm not going to do it live because I want to study the charts. But basically, we're telling the robot what we believe are good charts and what are bad charts. Now, what the robot's going to be doing is that when you come into the stats screen, it will be giving you some recommendations. Now, it's not going to recommend that you're going to make loads of money, but what it's going to do is going to say to you, this chart that you're choosing right now, in the last hour or so, or the last 2 hours, it's not been good. Because you see, when you're choosing these assets here, I'm sure lots of you have run with this sort of mini problem, if you like. If I put in here $10 and then I filter, is what you end up doing is you could get 3 days that are okay, and then when you set your bot up, bang, you happen to get in a bad day, you know. And obviously we can't tell the future, but what the bot can do is look at what's going on right now on the charts. So the bot will there'll be a warning sign underneath here, or there'll be a message underneath on this screen to sort of try and steer you in the right way of setting your bot up. Again, it can't guarantee that you're going to win. There's no guarantees here. You know, it's what we're trying to do is take the information that we got, and the bot's built in a way to teach itself. Okay, the bot's built in a way. I don't want to say, I don't know what you call that, but you know, the way the coding is it's constantly analysing the charts, and it's constantly working on all the people that win, all the people, or all the bots that win, all the bots that lose. It's constantly analysing to see if it can form patterns. And once it gets to know certain patterns, some patterns are very easy to see. You know, if I take you to this chart, for example, you can clearly see that there's a down, then a down, then a down, then a down. So there's a clear pattern there. That's called a bear run. And if I look here from this green one, it's an up, it's an up, it's sideways, it's up, it's sideways, it's up, it's up, it's up. So that there is another pattern, you see. So, and if I look over here, look, there's an up, there's an up, there's an up, there's an up, there's an up. So that's a bull run pattern. So the robot's starting to learn the patterns of what's out there, and from the data from you doing your trading, because we can only collect data from when we actually start the bots and we actually trade with these bots. So the bot's learning all the time. And now me and Darren are going to be helping the bot because we're going to be identifying charts that a bot shouldn't trade on, you know. So let me just see if I can find you a chart that wouldn't be traded. Now look at this. You wouldn't trade on this, would you? This is practically just one straight line. So I've already voted on this to say it's a bad chart, you know. Now, in the past, the bot wouldn't know that that was a bad chart because there's no bull run detected. There's no bear run detected. In fact, there's that much small movement, as you can see here. It says here 98.4, it says above. So when you look at a chart, let's just get you another one just to show you again, this one here. When you look at a chart, there's these three lines here. We call these Bollinger Bands, okay? And there's this middle line in the middle called the SMA. And if we look at this chart, it says 98.4% of the candles, so these are the candles, are above the middle SMA. 1.6% is below, so there's some movement there, you see. You might not see it with the naked eye, but there's some movement. And none of the candles crossed through the middle Bollinger Band, okay, which is this SMA, this one here. None of them passed through there. So almost 100% of the candles, if these were just three straight lines in a row, you know, across the screen, left to right, then nearly 100% of the candles will all be above this middle line. And 1% of them, 1.6% of them would be below it. So there's movement there, but you wouldn't want to trade on that. You wouldn't want to trade, sit and waste your time looking at a screen where there's that much, so small of a movement. You know, the chances of you making any money are just zero. So obviously we would mark that as a bad chart for the robot. So the robot will ignore charts like that in the future, so that when you come to trade and you set up your robot in here, when you come up here to set your robot up, there'll be messages. I'm not sure where they'll be, but there'll be some indicators to show you whether you should be thinking about trading on this particular chart based on what's happening right now. Excuse me. And then also when I come back to, my betting bots, you see, they'll also, under here, you see you've got this trading button. Under there, there'll be a message to let you know if the bot's paused itself. Now, it's not a pause where, like this, let me just pause it. It's not going to be paused like that because that's a manual pause. It will be a pause that the bot is still trading, but basically what it's doing is it's watching the chart. So what it could be doing is it could be looking at the chart now and it sees this. It says, well, I'm not going to go on there. It's too risky. And then all of a sudden, the chart springs into life. And now the bot says, now I need to look at the chart again. I need to keep looking at the chart. Do I start trading on this chart? It might say no. It might wait for the next chart, the next window. It may say, this is the window I want to start trading on. And while it's not actually physically doing any trades or any bets, rather than you think that the bot is broken and say, well, I've set my bot up 3 hours ago and it ain't done anything, we're going to show you a message under here to give you an idea of what's happening with the bot. It's purely information. There's nothing you need to do with the settings or anything. The bot's working off the code that the programmers are setting up, okay? So there's some little tools that we're going to be adding. And I'm just going to come back over to the Hangout as I want to stop sharing. I'm going to hand you over to Darren in a minute because he's going to run through some stuff with you as well. But one other thing that we're working on, okay, is we want you to make money, okay? We want you to make money. We want you to be successful, a binary option trader. And the information that we're learning now, is going to be taking us forward into our other robots that we improve on, okay? So the existing robots that do the crypto and the fiat and the gold and all that, obviously we're going to improve on those now once we've got this information. And also with the smart wallet, once we start to do arbitrage and things like that, we will use the information that we're gathering now and all future information. We're gathering all the information, okay? Because we've came out of the starting block with basically the only knowledge of trading was me and Darren, okay? Darren done a bit of forex a long time ago, and we chatted about it, and Darren's gone into some great strategies Darren's getting great on with the forex. I've not done a lot of it myself. I'll be truthful with you. We both did the binary options. We both had success, both had different strategies. And that's what we started to do with our robots. So what we want you to do is we want you to get into a position where you're making money, because there's no point you not making money, because you're not going to promote the business. If you're a promoter, you're not going to pay your monthly subscriptions. You're just going to say, well, this doesn't work and I'm off. And there's no point to that. You know, I want to build a sustainable business that works for both of us. Okay. So what we're also doing is we're working on, I don't know what the name of it's going to be called. And I don't know when it's going to become available, because it's a massive task for what I've asked the programmers to do. And basically it's a binary options smart bot, I think is the only thing I can think of. And basically the bot, you will go in and choose 3 or 4 assets. Okay, maybe 3 assets, might be 4, might be 5. I don't know the exact number, but let's just say you'll go in and choose 3 assets that you like the looks of the charts of. Okay, you'll do this, you know, you'll follow Darren's training in the getting started section. You'll say, I want to trade on this asset, I want to trade on that asset, and I want to trade on that. But I've only got $100, and there's no point me splitting it between all the 3 assets, because that would be what, $33 a bot. It's not enough. But I will pledge $100. And now what the bot will do is it will analyze the 3 charts that you've said, and it will say, this is the best chart I'm going to trade on right now. In an hour's time, that situation may have changed. It may be chart 2 that is the best chart to trade on. So it will say, I'll pause over there. I'm going to go to 2. Later on, it might come back to 1. Later on, it might go to 3. So you've got this smart robot that's going to look at the charts. You're going to give it a direction. You're going to choose the assets that you like. Because obviously, you know, we can't do all the work for you. There's a certain amount of input. The robot's there to assist you in trading, to take away the human emotions. But you've got to put in a certain amount of input yourself and give the bot a starting point. It's a bit like taking a horse. You don't take it out the stable and say, go on, run the race. You say, well, what track do you want me to run on? You at least take it to the track and say, there's the track I want you to run down. But the difference is you can't cut your horse up into 3 bits and ask it to run 3 tracks. But your robot that's going to trade for you will be able to trade 3 charts simultaneously. It'll be looking all the time. It might place a bet on there and lose that bet, and it says, well, I'm going to place a martingale bet. I'm going to place my second bet on chart 3, or I might place my second bet on chart 2, or I might come back to chart 1 in you know, where I started from. But basically, you're going to have that tool that will be able to do that smart trading for you, and I think it's going to be amazing. Obviously, you don't have to use it. You'll be able to use one charts if you've got a lower budget. But with these smarter bots, if you like, you're going to need a bigger budget. There's no point you having $20 or $50. You know, I personally think you need to have somewhere between $250, $500 to trade with. If you're trading with small amounts, the worst thing that can happen to you when you're trading is that you run out of money. I know that sounds crazy, but you can't afford to run out of money. And if you're trading with the small amounts and you set a target of $20 and you're only trading with $20 and it gets to $19, can't do anything else. It stops. You've lost your money. The bots can't move. But you see my bot that I just showed you, I put a budget of 150. It lost 92 of that budget. But now it's back up to 28 when I just looked. So it's now minus 28. It's not minus 96. It's minus 28. If my bot keeps running and the market conditions are good for me, it's got enough money there to recover. And that's what it's about. It's enough money to recover. You don't want to run out of money. Okay, I'm going to shut up for a minute because I've got my throat's gone all sticky. And I'm going to pass it over to Darren. I think he's going to share some interesting stuff about founders and whatnot with you. So over to you, Darren.
Thank you, Jeremy. You get to do all the exciting stuff, don't you? Right, guys. Welcome back. We have got, as you know, founder positions which are available for the next just a shade over 24 hours. The closing date for founders, as Jeremy has already explained, is going to be midnight UK time tomorrow, which is Halloween's. Now, I will be doing a hangout at the normal time between 7 and 8. And during that hangout, I'm literally going to be talking about founders, founder positions. We'll talk about funnels. I'll basically be like a founders Q&A session for founders, basically. So if you are still sat on the fence, if you like, you're undecided, or you've got questions about becoming a founder, tomorrow night, guys, girls, is your last opportunity to for us to go through that, because after tomorrow, there are no more discussions on founders or founder positions, because we literally will close that off, whether we sell the last few places or we don't. It really is the cut-off date. And obviously, I'm not going to repeat everything that Jeremy's already explained, the reasons why. It's all about positioning funnels and getting the basically the funnels in place and the compensation plan all aligned. And that is a massive job, trust me. It's going to have to be done by software, then it's manually checked, and then tested is all run and things like that. So it's a big job, and like Jeremy says, it's going to take at least 2 weeks for that to happen. So we need to get that up and running. So that is why the deadline is tomorrow. There are no extensions. There cannot be any extensions, because it just has a domino effect, as you can imagine, into the other work that we have to do in November. Okay, so if you are looking at this video and you are not a member of Zukul yet, or you are not a founder and you're thinking about becoming a founder, then I'm literally going to spend the next 5 to 10 minutes just basically going over the mechanisms, the benefits, the features of becoming a founder. Okay, so I'm just going to be quiet while I share my screen, because as you know, I cannot multitask. So hopefully you can now see my screen.
Yep, we got you.
Brilliant, lovely. Right. Okie doke. Right, let us go to, just wait for this to wake up. There we go. So now then, before the launch, we obviously will be launching Zukul, as we've already explained, in November. Okay, that date will obviously happen once we've got all the founders in possession. We're happy with basically the way the funnels work, and we will then obviously be able to then announce the launch date, but it will happen in November. Now, if you want to have access to the binary bot, then only leaders and only founders are guaranteed to have access to the binary bot. Yes, we will launch the binary bot to the general public and obviously to other Zukul members. However, that will be probably a very restricted launch, and basically it will be a first come first served launch. And that is, again, as Jeremy's already explained, is that simply because we're working with a third-party platform, at the moment it is Pocket Options, then obviously we are restricted on how many bot users that they're allowing us to have on their platform. So literally, if you are a founder and a leader, you get guaranteed use of the binary option bot. If you are not a leader or a founder, you're not guaranteed access to it. And that's a really important thing for you to understand. The important date, as I've already explained, is the 31st of October, which is tomorrow. The cost of a bronze founder fee, which is the only founder positions that we've got available now, is 0.4 BTC. That's 0.4 BTC. If that is too much in one lump, or you've got bits of cryptocurrencies dotted around in different electronic wallets, and you want to sort of try and bring it all together, then you can go for a sort of a staggered or a staged payment plan, but you will need to make those arrangements via Zukul support. All right. After the 31st, very dramatic, the offer ends completely. It will never, ever be opened again. So from November onwards, the binary option bot, only users with beginner, intermediate, and or advanced packages will get access to the demo version of the binary option betting bot. Okay, you will only get access to the demo version. If you want to have live access, as I've explained, that will be a limited release. We're not sure how many places we'll be able to release, but it will be a limited release. And if you do want to have access, then you will have to pay a yearly fee, and you will obviously have to pay an increased profit sharing on on the profits that you make using your binary bot. Now remember, this is for non-founders. Okay, this is non-founders. So non-founders will need to pay for a beginner 0.15 BTC, intermediate 0.12 BTC, and advanced will be 0.076 BTC. And obviously you can see the weekly commission, if you like, that will need to be paid on your weekly profits. And there will be a simple mechanism in the back office. There'll be a little button that you need to click, and obviously there will be a calculation of how much profit you need to pay Zukul in order to release your bot for the following week. Now remember, these fees, again, I'm just underlining it because a few people have got back in touch with me, is that these fees are for people who are non-founders, okay? And they are annual fees. And yes, some people have said, well, I'll just become a beginner and I'll get the bot for a lot less than I'll be paying to become a founder. Yes, that is true. Absolutely true. You will get the binary bot, if you're lucky, as a beginner. Chances are that it is probably advanced that are going to get access to the bot, possibly intermediate, beginners. By the time we get to the beginners, then I would imagine most places might have been taken by then. However, you have the ability, or they have the opportunity at this stage to get access to the binary bot at a beginner level and only pay, if you like, 0.15 BTC. You will need to pay that annually in order to access the bot every single year. However, the problem is that when we launch the new software, so the smart wallet, the mining, and the forex bot, then there will be another fees that you'll need to pay, and they will obviously go increase in value each time we release them, and obviously each year the price of getting those access to those bots may also increase. So yes, short term you may save some money. Mid-term, you're not going to save any money whatsoever. Okay, and that's the reason that we're trying to make sure that you understand this. That's why we've bent over backwards over the past 4 or 5 weeks to make sure everybody's aware of the value that is attached in becoming a founder. So the binary option bot, when the bot will be a very limited number of users, as I've already explained, who will get access to it who are not founders. Some will be handpicked, and then some will obviously come through on a first come, first served basis. The hand-picked people, obviously Jeremy will identify who those people are, and obviously we'll approach them, give them first option to pick up the binary option bot, and then depending on how many people pick that up and how many spaces we've got left, then obviously it will then be remained open then to the rest of the Zukul community, and then after that it will then be opened up to the general public. Founders and leaders, when the binary option bot goes live, obviously get it for absolutely free. Okay, they are founders, they get it absolutely free, and they pay a much less weekly commission on their profits. The smart wallet and mining, when the smart wallet comes online, non-founders and leaders will have to pay the following yearly and profit sharing fees. Okay, so non-founders, if you're a beginner, it'll be 5 BTC, intermediate 3 BTC, advanced 2 BTC. Okay, that's how much it's going to cost you every single year to access the smart wallet and the LinkedIn mining that we've got building into the smart wallet feature. And again, obviously, a larger weekly profit sharing will obviously need to be made payable in order to release the bots every single week. Founders and leaders will obviously get it for free. Okay, so just be really clear now. Hopefully the pennies started to drop, that at 0.4 for a founder position is absolutely, it is probably too cheap based on the numbers that we're talking about here with the smart wallet and the mining. So founders will get it for free, and obviously much less weekly commissions to be paid on their profit. We then have the forex bot, and again I've shown you a little bit of the strategies that we're using, some of the results that we're getting with the forex trading strategies. we need to obviously write this up for the programmers. Programmers then need to create it. It'll be in a similar format to the bots that we've got now, so there'll be no steep learning curve for our current users. And obviously what it also does is it opens up a whole new community that allows us to market into, which is that forex trading community, that financial trading community. It's a whole new community that we're going to be able to market to. So again, there's different elements that the forex bot is going to bring to Zukul. Again, once we've run the tests, there will be an amount of BTC that will need to be paid, and obviously there'll be a weekly profit commission to be paid as well. And that will be obviously made available to non-founders and leaders. That shouldn't be an issue into how many people we can bring in with the forex bot or the smart wallet. That shouldn't be restricted, because there are lots and lots of platforms that will be able to use those two particular bots on. There will be a yearly fee, and obviously, like I say, there will be weekly commissions that will also need to be payable. However, if you are a founder, you will get access to the forex bot free for life. Okay, so you're getting the binary option bot, you're getting the smart wallet, the crypto mining, and also the forex bot. You're getting all of those for free for life. And again, just to remind you, 31st of October, that's tomorrow. Again, 0.4 of a BTC, which now, hopefully, if you're watching this for the first time, you're now realizing what amazing value that is. So how do you become a founder? Well, you need to be a member of Zukul. And once you are a member of Zukul, you can go to your contact. You need to contact support and send in a ticket. How do you get in touch with them? On your dashboard at the back, in your back office, you go to the top right corner, under your name, click the little button, and in the drop down menu there will be a support tab. You just click on that and you send in an email explaining to them that you want to become a founder. If you want the staged payments or the payment plan, then just mention that you want to become a founder and you want to make use of the payment plan, and they will then send you the information. Your position is not held until you let them know the payment details that you've made. Okay, that's the only point that they will then hold that position for you. They will not hold the position for you just by you saying you want to become a founder. You need to be really, really clear on that, because some people have come back to me and said, it's okay, I'm paying in a couple of weeks, I've already told Zukul I want to become a founder. It doesn't work like that. You only get a secured position once you have made your payment, or at least made your first staged payment. So hopefully that is clarified a few things for people. Okay, any questions on that would be great if you want to put those in capitals.
I don't see any questions, but I think you answered one guy. He said about long and short. So I don't know whether you just want to cover that, Darren. I know you answered him, but just for other people.
Yeah, I forget now who it was, but someone was asking, does the binary bot do shorting? Oh, yeah. Does the bot trade short? So Mike, hi Mike. Basically what shorting is, for those people who don't understand what it means, is that generally when you are trading, you buy something low and you wait for the price to rise. That creates the profit and you sell to make that profit. Shorting effectively is the same thing, but in reverse. You buy at a price that you think the price is going to drop, and you're effectively betting that the price will go down, and then you sell when the price is low, and obviously the difference in that is your profit. And you can only do that in what's called what we call like a derivatives market. So for example, you cannot buy gold and buy actual physical gold in the hope that the price will drop, because that doesn't make sense. What you can do in a derivatives market is you are betting on the price of something. So you don't actually own the gold. You don't have the physical product in your hand. What you're doing is you're simply betting that the price will either go down or the price will go up. And generally speaking, the forex market is a derivatives market, though not strictly true, but we'll call it a derivatives market, because you might bet on the price of the US dollar against the yen to go up in price or down in price. Now, you don't physically own the US dollars or the yen, you're just betting on the price. Now, binary options is similar to a derivatives market in the fact that you don't own the price of, say, Bitcoin. What you're doing is you're betting on the price of Bitcoin to either go up or down within a particular time frame. Now, we generally operate within a 60-second or 1 minute time frame, but you can bet within sort of 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes a day, an hour, whatever it might be. But you're saying that within that particular time frame that the price will change, either go up or go down. So the quick answer, Mike, is that no, it doesn't do shorts in the way that you're possibly thinking it, using the terminology, but it does allow you to bet in the price dropping, if that's basically that hopefully will answer your question.
Yeah.
So it's not shorting in the traditional sense.
Yeah, because the other form of shorting is if you buy, let's just say you bought one Bitcoin today and you paid 5,000 for it, and then the price started to go down and you sold it at 4,000 with the view that the price is maybe going to drop down to 3,000 so that you can rebuy back the asset that you sold and you'll end up with more Bitcoin. So that's a short trade as well. But again, that's when you physically own, I mean, I know you can't hold a Bitcoin, but you can hold it in a wallet. So you can physically own the stock or the commodity. So you'd buy it, and if it didn't go up in price and you see it starting to go down, well, you don't want to be selling it when it's right down in its pit. You might want to sell it halfway down, which is called short trading. Then when it gets down lower still, you then rebuy back your stock at a lower price. And of course, you hold the stock again, and you could hold up more than what you started with. You know, if you bought a Bitcoin, it went down 5,000. You then sold it again when it got down to 5,000, and then you bought it again when it got to 3,000. Then obviously the cash that you've sold it for when it was at 5,000, you've now got $5,000 worth, or pounds or euros, to buy the Bitcoin or the gold or whatever it is back at a lower price. So binary options doesn't work that way, as Darren's just explained. One other thing I just want to add here is we've got a Zukul member. Okay, he bought a founder position, and he sent in support a ticket, and he's fallen ill. Okay, and he doesn't want to put himself on the. He's in the UK. I'm not going to tell you his name, it's not important, but he doesn't want to put himself through the national health because he's got a big long waiting list, so he's going to go private. So basically, he's asked me, or our support have asked me, he wants to sell his silver founder position. Okay, so what I thought we would do is, if you're interested in becoming a silver founder, then we've got one position available, and we're going to let it go to the highest bidder, so that we can help this member, this Zukul member, because obviously he needs to raise everything he can. It's such a shame that he can't stay a founder because he needs to raise this money. So if you send in a support ticket and offer what you're prepared to pay, okay, what you're prepared to pay for that position, any money that we get for that position, once we accept you, you will not send it to us. You'll send it directly to his wallet if he allows us to give his name, but I don't think we need his name because we'll just need a wallet address. We'll send it direct to him. So if you want it, you've got literally 2 days, today and tomorrow. If you want to be a silver founder, send in, or you want to buy an extra position as a silver founder, you can have more than one. That's entirely up to you. Put it in your wife's name, your boyfriend's, your daughter's, whoever it is. It needs to be a real person, obviously. But you can get that silver founder position. It's available. You just need to bid for it, okay? If we don't collect the full amount, then we'll let this guy know to say, well, we've only collected this much. If we've collected more, if we've had a pledge for more, then we'll obviously let this guy know that he's got a bit more towards his medical bill. And so I think it's a great cause. We'll also, I'm going to be in November, okay? Not November, when we launched, okay? We've got one platinum position that we're going to auction. Okay, we're going to auction a platinum position, but I'm not going to auction that until after we go to the launch. I've kept one particularly position. Now that can either go up for auction, okay, a platinum position, or it will go to a leader. You need to prove to me that you're a leader, and we can talk and we can do business. So we're that platinum position. We're going to be offering up for auction or to a leader once we've got all the existing leaders and founders in positions in the funnels in that first early part of November. Okay, so first thing, if you want to become a bronze member, Darren said, pop in a support ticket. You've got literally today and tomorrow until midnight tomorrow UK time. So I think that's probably tomorrow evening in America, if you're this part of the pond where I am. If you want to have a go at that one silver founder position that's available, you need to send in support ticket and pledge what you're prepared to pay for it. And if you're thinking about becoming a platinum founder, we've got one of those positions and it will go to the highest bidder or a leader. If we feel that there's a leader out there, or you know that there's a leader out there that would want this position because they can bring lots of people into this business, then point them in the direction of me or Darren, okay? And we'll certainly sit down and talk with them. Is there any questions on there, Darren, at all?
Yeah, Mike has come back. It looks like a little bit of a how long's a piece of string, but his question is, what's the best money management strategy if you want to earn $200 per day? Presumably that's with the binary option bot.
Yeah, well, I don't know what the money strategy is, because, well, first off, we haven't launched the bot, so we don't have enough data to say, well, you know what, if you put in $200, you'll make $200 a day. We don't know if that figure is $1,000. You know, I've got a bot that I put in 10,000 and it's made 49,000. I've got another bot that I put in $10 and made $33. I've got another bot that I put in 1,000 and lost 780. So to be honest, Mike, at the moment, we cannot give you that information because we don't have enough data, you know, collected at the moment. So we can't say that all the people that are putting in $500 into their bots are making 200 a day. We don't know what that figure is yet, but you know, once we do know it, we will let people know. So hopefully that answers that question. Any more, Darren, you got?
Yeah, we've got further down, we've got, now I do apologise, I'm going to miss out the first bit and say it's Life Academy. He's asking, if one becomes a founder, must you also purchase one of the packages?
Yeah, I'll let you answer
the Zukul package.
Yeah, I'll let you answer that.
Yeah, so the answer is, Life Academy, is that yes, basically. You will need to be at least, well, you can, if you're a founder, you can be a starter and just have the starter package, absolutely. If you want to have full access to all of the funnels, as Jeremy's already explained at the beginning of the Hangout, is that then you will need to be in all 4 packages, which is the starter, beginner, intermediate, and the advanced. But it's entirely up to you. Non-founder members, okay, so non-founder members, they must be either a beginner, intermediate, or advanced, or obviously in all 3. It's entirely up to them. But you cannot be a non-founder and in the starter package and obviously purchase one of our bots. You must be at least a beginner. So hopefully that clarifies that. It looks like Sergio's got, I haven't had a chance to read Sergio's question, but it's got it in 3 parts by the looks of it.
So a bot, he says, a bot set up with 100 profit. I thought I answered this, Sergio, with your partner, and I've also put it inside the chat there. A budget of 20, split 50%, and then smart compound active. When each of the profit target 20 minutes usually move to the goal reached, and the profit target. Yeah, well, Sergio, if your bot, you know, if you set up a bot and you set it for, okay, you set your profit target for 20, and it reaches that $20. Okay, now there's a couple of triggers. I did a video. There's a video in the getting started page, and I'm going to just share my screen quickly. And I'll go to that get Zukul. So I'm in Zukul. Hopefully, can you see the screen, Darren?
Yes.
Yeah. So when you go, if inside Zukul, if you come to the trading bots and then go down to getting started, you'll see this icon, which here it says setting up your binary option trading robot. And then when you're on there, there's a video that I've done at the top, and then there's a series of videos that Darren's done, and then there's one where I popped in the middle there, okay? And it says understanding the profit target and target profit loss level. That video explains to you about the profit target. Now, what I will do is I'll come back to the Hangout and I'll stop sharing, but I'll say it in a nutshell. Let's say that you trade in, you set a budget of $100 and you say that I want to hit a profit target of $20. Now, as soon as the bot gets to $20, what does it do? And you set 50%. It means it's now going to trade with $10, not 100. It's going to trade with $10. Now, if you've got a formula in place that's 1, 2, 4, and 8, if you add those up, they come to $15. Okay, $15. Now, if you trade that, if the bot has got $10 and it says, well, I'll place a bet, which is $1, and it loses, and then it places another bet, it loses, it's now lost $3, and then it places the $4, so now it's $7 and it's lost. Okay, well, you only add $10, it's got $3 left. Okay, it's got $3 left. So the bot knows it can't make the next bet, so it just moves into the target reached. So that's why it moves into target reached, because you set it at 20, it's trading with 10, depending on what formula you got. The bot can't trade with money it hasn't got, so it can't trade. It's not going to say, well, I'm going to nick $3 out of that 10 that I've already saved you, because what would be the point of that? You want to walk away with $10 profit, means you're trading with $10, not 100 anymore. It's overrid it. It's overrid that because it's reached a profit target. So that's why your bot, when it first creeps over that profit target, it can quite easily go into goal reach because it loses a couple of trades and it hasn't got enough money to carry on trading. But that's the point. There's nothing stopping you then going and say, well, it reached the profit target, I'll go and set another robot up to do exactly the same what that one just did, you know. So you would just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat while you've got a winning formula going, rinse and repeat. There's no point for you to go in and adjust your robot and say, well, I'm going to ask it to trade with more money now, because all you're doing is overwriting what you've originally told the bot. And it's like telling a horse to run down a track, and then when it gets halfway along and it's in lead, so hold on a minute, let me change the jockey, you know, completely. Yes, the horse is still on the racing track, but now you put a different jockey in the seat, it could have a completely different result. So you mustn't really go in. Once you set your bot up, forget about it. Don't go in and change the settings. And if it goes into goal reach, you say, oh, well, that went into goal reach, put me in profit. Don't need to think that there's something wrong. Just say to yourself, great, I'm in profit. Let me set up another bot and do the same. And because if I share my screen again, you see, once you get a bot that goes into the profit target, okay, so if I come back up here quickly, so if I go here down to my betting bots, and if I was to, when it goes into goal reach, you can archive the bot. You can terminate it. You'll get a button there that says terminate the bot. Well, what does that do? It puts it into archives. Well, then you've got this duplication button. So if this was the bot that I just set up, you know, maybe hours ago, and it got me into profit, or overnight, it got me into profit, I can just click the button, duplicate the bot with all the exact same settings, switch it to live, and bosh, away I go. And I just do this. I just say this is my bot 2. Or it could be my win 2. I'm going to call it that. Call it my win 2. Everything in there's the same. I'm not going to change it. Start my bot. Click OK. It says I've reached my limit. I'd have to terminate some of my other bots. But basically, that's what that tool's there for. So if your bot gets into profit, okay, you don't need to adjust it. Just come in here, archive it. Once it's in the archives, go and set yourself up another bot. You could set it with the same settings. But on saying that, it doesn't mean that those same settings are going to be working. They might be working for the last 24 hours, but they might not work for the next 24 hours, you know. So that's the idea. You get a bot, gets into profit, made a bit of profit, either duplicate it. I don't really recommend you duplicate it, to be honest. I would go and look at the screens, the stat screen, analyze the charts and say, I'm going to go with this asset, and then start a new bot. And if you've got bots that are constantly 20 here, 10 here, 15 there, then what's the problem? I don't know. Don't try and go for the big one. It's better to have lots of small ones than it is to go for the big one, unless you've got a big sum of money. Like I set a bot up for 10 grand and you can afford to lose 10 grand. If you can't afford to lose 10 grand or 1,000 or 100 for that matter, you shouldn't be doing it. Don't do it. So hopefully that answers Sergio's question. So any more?
Yeah, it looks like you have answered Sergio's questions. He's come back with yes, and thanks very much. So I think he gets it now. I think the overriding message, and we say this in the videos, and we probably say this each time we do demonstrations, is that I know it's tempting to go in there and click because it says edit and go in there and start editing your bots, but please just leave those bots to run. If you've set it for 24 hours, 10 hours, 2 hours, 72 hours, just let it run until it goes into goal reach. You know, just I know it's tempting. I've done it, but just leave it alone. Life Academy has just come back and has said, if one is a founder and gets a starter package, will this limit one's trading to a maximum of $300?
What? Shall I? Let me answer that one. So when you become a founder, there's two things that, and you're obviously a starter package. So let's look at the starter package with not the binary option bot, because they're completely different. It's not part of the package. When you become a starter member, you get access to our other bots, and they have in the starter level a 300 trading limit. But just as a starter, you will never, ever, ever, never in a million years get access to the binary option bot. Okay, but as a founder, you get access to the binary option bot, and there's no limit to what you want to trade with on the binary option bot. If you want to trade like I did with 10,000, you can trade with 10,000. They're the only limitations that are in place with the binary option bot, and that is what the binary option site themselves set, not what we set. If they say you can only trade with 50,000, then you can only trade with 50,000. If they turned around tomorrow and said you can only trade with $1, then you can only trade with $1. So the starter package gives you a limit of $300 for the other bots that we're not talking about, the binary option bot. The binary option bot is a completely different animal. So hopefully that answers our academy friend.
Yeah. And the last one here from Michael Maddox. I have actually answered Michael, but it's probably worth me covering it again. So Michael's saying, so to recap, to get the price and details of becoming a founder, we should contact Zukul support. Absolutely. I mean, the price is set. It's 0.4 BTC. But yes, if you want to become a founder, you need to do two things. All right. The first thing is that you need to send in a support ticket to Zukul support. Go into your back office, top right, under your name, drop down menu, click on the little button that says Zukul support. So that's the first thing you need to do. The next thing is that you need to then act on that information, because just by sending in a Zukul support ticket is not enough to secure your position. Okay, you need to make a payment. Now, if you're making the whole 0.4 BTC in one go, then you need to make the payment, and then you need to then send in that transaction address or whatever you call it through to Zukul. If you're doing staged payments, you need to let Zukul know that's what you're doing. You then need to make the first payment, and then you need to send in that address. Only then will your position be obviously secured. If you're too late and all the positions have gone, then obviously Zukul will let you know, and obviously they will then send you back your funds. But those are the two things that you absolutely need to do. Okay.
And I just want to cover, expand on that, Darren, if I may. I'm just going to share my screen because this was a message I got on Facebook, so I thought I'd answer it here. It kills two birds with one stone. So let me share my screen, and hopefully you can see the screen. Can you see that, Darren? Just give me the thumbs up. Yep. Okay, cool. Right. So I've logged in here to a Zukul member that's free. Okay, so when you log in, you will see this message. Okay, because the person sent me a message, said, yeah, but if I'm a free member, I can't send in a support ticket. It's not true. if you click it when you log in, you can either click OK, which will take you to the payment page. So if I click OK, oh, sorry, it won't take you to the payment page, but you'll get this pop up that stays there. So you get rid of that. And then in the top left hand, right hand corner, even if you haven't filled out your name, it says your account expires in, click the timer to renew. Well, there's no timer there because you haven't even paid for it in the first place. But there's a little tiny drop down arrow there, a little tiny black one there. Hopefully you can see that on the screen. If you click that, it drops open this menu. Okay, it says my account support ticket. You go over to support ticket, you click on the blue button, okay, blue button, and you choose your subject. Well, you're not going to have a founder in that drop down list, okay. So you could choose any subject you like from there. It doesn't matter to us. You know, it could be blog, could be capture page, anything you want to do, could be ideas, anything, leads, anything you want to put in that drop down menu, put it in there. In the subject line, obviously, put founder, and then you just write your message there saying you'd like to become a founder, what position you'd like. Either you want to place a bid for the silver founder, or you want to make a full payment for the bronze founder, or you want to pay installments. You just write it in there, submit your ticket. Support answer all tickets. Answer all tickets. I say 48 hours, but it's normally within hours. Okay, our support team are on UK time, so obviously if you're in America like I am at the moment and you put a ticket in at say 5 o'clock or 10 o'clock tonight in America, that's going to be in the middle of the night or early hours of the morning in the UK, so you've got to wait for the UK to wake up. Okay, so get your ticket in, and we will, if you put your ticket in, we will lock those positions in. Once we send you back, you'll have a X amount of hours to reply to us to send the payment over. Okay, so I shall stop sharing, and I don't know if we've got any more questions.
We've got obviously we've got a few people here, I think, who are probably not familiar with Zukul, which is absolutely fine. Now. Life Academy has said, so will the monthly cost be in US dollars or BTC? All subscriptions, all payments are in BTC. There is no dollar payment, so there is no conversion. So the USD price that you're looking at is going to be in BTC. Okay, so everything that's quoted on the site is in BTC. That's the only method of payment that we work with. So hopefully that clears that up. And Mike has come back and said, can you talk about funnels, what they are and how does it work? As I said earlier before, I will cover all of that tomorrow. I'll do a special founders, funnels and all that sort of jiggery pokery. I'll do that tomorrow. However, if you have a look at the Hangouts that we've done previously, and we've actually done compensation plan specific Hangouts, if you go onto Jeremy's channel, which you're on now, you'll be able to see that those sorts of Hangouts and that information there. Failing that, okay, then if you go into the comments section on this Hangout, then there will be people who have left comments. Get in touch with those people, and they will obviously help you understand the compensation plan. And they'll, that's probably going to be your best alternative if you don't want to go through the Hangouts that are on Jeremy's Hangout. Alternatively, if you want to wait 24 hours, then obviously you can join me here and I'll go through everything again for you. Yeah, so hopefully that answers that question.
I've make sure I'm not muted yet, so I thought I was muted there. So we have actually got a Facebook group that you can find. If you come over to Facebook and search for Zukul on there, you'll find our Facebook group. We've got a Telegram group that you can join. And of course, as Darren quite rightly said, you can subscribe to this channel. And Darren's got a YouTube channel as well. So if you search for Darren Barton in the YouTube search bar there, you'll find his YouTube channel. Well, between the two of us, you'll find lots of Hangouts where we talk about compensation and funnels. Failing that as well, you can, of course, get access to it. And I'm just going to see if I can get access. I don't know if I can, but let me just check this. I'm just going to log into a free account. And see if I can. I'm not sure if I do, but let's just try. I'm going to come up to and getting started. No, I don't. You don't get access to the getting started page, unfortunately, if you're not a paid member. But if you want to find those compensation videos as well, once you're a paid member, you could be a starter member. It doesn't matter. You can come into Zukul. Up on the top menu, we've got the trading bots. If that's got a drop-down menu with getting started, we've also got an affiliate system that you can got a getting started page there as well. So there's videos inside that as well that you can find. So and as Darren says, he's doing a hangout. What is it time tomorrow, Darren? What time's your hangout?
It's 7 o'clock.
7
to 8
UK time, so that will be 3 p.m. in the afternoon.
Well, actually, I'm thinking, I'm wondering whether I need to do it between 8 and 9, because between 7 and 8, all you're going to hear is the flipping doorbell going, isn't it? And trick and treats and all that.
Yeah.
So I might do it an hour later, guys, simply because it'll be a lot quieter. So I might do it an hour between 8 and 9 tomorrow. Yeah, as opposed to doing it earlier. The other alternative is that I do it earlier, so between 4 and 5.
So probably better if you're watching and you want to find out, make sure you keep an eye on your inbox if you're on either mine or Darren's list or on Zukul's list. If you're want to get into our Facebook group, somebody will direct you and add you to our Telegram group. So we've got lots of ways, and we've got obviously our YouTube channels. And so just to clarify, founder positions are going to be gone. Tomorrow's your last chance to become a founder. Okay, if you're not a founder by tomorrow, then I'm sorry, you're not going to be one. Okay, we're not going to extend it, because we can't extend it purely because we want to get everybody in the funnels and position them into their spots that they're paid for. Now, what have we got before we end this hangout? I just want to give you a time frame of what the next 12 months has got in store for us. Okay, we invited founders in to do two things really. We needed to obviously raise funds because we need programmers. We need more programmers. So we thought, well, let's sell some founder positions. That will raise us a nice amount of money to pay for programmers, so we can take more programmers on to build our extra bots that we want to build. Also to buy more mining equipment, because we're working on a mining farm at the moment, which is going to be part of the phase 2 of the smart wallet. The smart wallet is going to be the next robot that we launch after the binary option. So we're launching the binary option robot in November. Don't know the exact date, because I don't know how long it's going to take the programmers to position all the founders. And plus, we're just finishing off a few tweaks on the code for the bots, and hopefully we'll have this new smarter bot that's going to work with the binary option in place as well. Once we've done that, our programmers will focus their attention, because there's only a very small team of programmers. Well, in fact, there's 2 working on the smart wallet. Once we've finished this one, we're going to have a whole team. Now, I've got in the beginning of December, I've got my business partners, both Michael and Danny. Danny's our head program, coming to London, and we're going to be sitting down and we're going to be doing some head banging together and pushing some ideas around of how we're going to build this this super programming team. We need to have a programming team, a massive team in place. Okay, so we're going to launch the binary option bot in November. Then we're going to work on the smart wallet, which is partly to do with arbitrage trading as well. We'll do some hangouts after the launch of this one to tell you how that's going to work. But that's going to come in the first quarter to the first half of 2019. Once we've got that bot launched and it's in the marketplace, I believe that's probably the only bot you'll ever want. The next bot we're working on is a forex one. Okay, we're already starting to do some work on that now. But that won't be launching until we've launched the smart wallet. Okay, then once the smart wallet's in place and the forex robots in place, in those times as well, we'll be introducing some other robots that or tweaking the existing robots, which are the ones that are in the Zukul packages now. We're going to be doing some work on those. And then as we move to the middle of 2019 to the back half of 2019, is when I think we're going to be launching the forex bot somewhere around about the middle of 2019, maybe in the first half, I'm not sure. And then what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking to you about our mining farm. Okay, we're going to be talking to you about our mining farm, because by then we should have had a massive machine in place. Okay, we will be talking about Zukul ad network. If those of you are looking at the screen thinking, what's Zukul ad network? We will be readdressing, we've got Padlock Income, we'll be readdressing the other websites that we've got, and we're gonna start to bring everything in, so that if you're a member of any of those other websites, there's going to be ways that they're going to work for you, you know, and be brought back to life. We needed this change. The cryptocurrency world crossed my fingers a few years back now, and more and more as the cryptocurrency world has come upon me, and then Darren has sort of woken up the trading side. I was interested in, I was doing the binary options and losing money, winning money, losing, and then I got talking to Darren, and you know, between the two of us, we worked out a way of constantly winning manually, and we built these robots. You know, these robots have been built on the back of what me and Darren have done. Okay, obviously the programmers do their amazing stuff, but we had to give them the instructions. You know, it's a bit like a carpenter. He'll hang the door amazingly, but at least you've got to tell him, or give him the door and tell him what furniture and everything that you want on it, you know. So we've evolved now. Zukul's evolved. We're no longer a marketing suite. Remember also with Zukul, you get access to landing page create, an autoresponder, a blogging system, tracking tools. There's all sorts of stuff you get, but we never ever talk about that now. We never ever talk really about the compensation plan, because our business before was about marketing, online internet marketing, MLMs, and we're moving away from that. We're moving away from that industry, and we've moved into the trading industry and crypto mining, and you know, cryptocurrencies and forex trading and binary trading. So we're moving in a completely different path. We've even moved away from collecting any fiat currencies. Fed up with the way PayPal's and these banks and everybody treats people and its members, and even myself. And so we've moved away from that. Zukul is really, this is the launch of Zukul. This is a new Zukul. We chose when we you know, we got together, myself, Darren, Bart, and we talked about joining forces to make Zukul. You know, Bart thought of the name Zukul, and we chose a name because we didn't want to be branded or what do you call it? How do you labeled? Oh, that's an MLM. That's an, you know, Power Network's an MLM. You know, so there's so many companies that you could say, oh, that's an MLM. That's an MLM. We didn't want that, because we knew that Zukul would evolve into something that we had no idea what it would be. But what we did, we chose a name that will stick with any type of business that we move into. And it's not about moving away from something because you fail. It's about moving away or moving in a direction because you fail, because you need to fail to succeed. You know, you can't have growth if you're not prepared to make changes. And everything in business and in life, if you stay on the same path, a bit like the Titanic, you're going to sink. If you're prepared to move and change direction, you could still sail the same vessel, but you're going to be alive at the end of it, and you're going to have an amazing, you know, an amazing business. And that's what we're building here. I'm building a business with Darren and founders and Zukul leaders and my other partners and the programmers and the support staff. We're all one team, but I want this business to be that I can pass on to my son. You know, this is not something that I'm going to walk away because there's been a few hiccups along the way. That's business. I'm here for the long haul. I'm not going anywhere. And I know that this business is going to be around for many, 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 many years to come. And who knows what it'll evolve into. We're in the crypto revolution, and I'm really excited to be part of it. So I don't know whether you want to add anything, Darren, or if we've got any more questions before we've gone way over time.
We have gone way over time, but David has just put in a really clever, he said, smart bot, smart mining, smart move. So yeah, I think he's just nailed it in 3 phrases there.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, so we're I'm excited about what's going to happen as we move into 2019. You know, it's as it's, what do they say? It's not over till the fat lady sings or the fat man sings. I don't know, but, no, but don't worry, I'm not going to be singing, so I won't be upset. So make sure you look out for Darren's hangout tomorrow. If you want to be a founder, you've got to get in now. And it's not a marketing ploy. We need to cut it off because we need to move forward. And the next stage is get the founders in positions in all the funnels or in the funnels that they want to be in, and then get this bot launched. And then we can move on to the next bot, building that and keep moving forward. And that's what it's all about. So far now in Zukul, binary option bot about to launch. We've got crypto to crypto robots need to be improved. We're going to do that. We've got crypto to fiat robots in Zukul already. We've got gold and Bitcoin robot. We've got a semi-automatic trading robot. Binary option, which I've just said, we're launching November. Smart wallet with smart wallet arbitrage trading robot launching in the first part, in the early part, hopefully, of 2019. The forex wallet launching in 2019. The mining farm launching in 2019, and the Zukul websites all coming together to do what they originally was set out to do, and that was to help people make money online and to give them some great advertising as well. So I think if you don't have anything, Darren, have you got anything more to add? No, we're good.
No, good.
So watch out for Darren's hangout tomorrow. Thanks for joining us. It's now 3:30, coming up for 3:30 in the afternoon here in New York, and in London, or where Darren is in the north of the UK, I think it's coming up for what, 7:30, Darren?
Yeah.
7:30. So keep an eye on your inbox. Make sure you catch Darren's hangout tomorrow. Tutty bye.